Literally every single person, and I mean every single person watching this video is going to manifest their specific person. And I'll tell you exactly why. Because when we think of manifestation, most of the time we think it has to be really difficult, has to be really hard, really challenging, something that's like crazy, right? Almost like it's magic. But I know it seems like magic, but manifestation is not magic. And the hardest thing, and I've said this before, but the hardest thing when it comes to manifesting is actually understanding how simple it is. And you've heard me say this before on my channel, but that's why every single person watching this video is going to manifest their specific person. And I want to even give you a Neville Goddard quote that explains this perfectly. It's basically the rules of manifestation. So if you feel like there's circumstances, this or that thing standing in your way, truly it doesn't matter. And I'll be the first one to say it matters at the time. Okay, it's probably matters a lot to us right now. But in the grand scheme of things, when it comes to you actually manifesting and being with your specific person, it literally doesn't matter at all. But I'll give you the Neville Goddard quote. And this is the one and only rule. And how you are going to be with your specific person, there's literally no ifs, ands, or buts. So if you were about to give up, you might want to rethink that, because every single person, I'm making sure every single person watching this video manifests their specific person. So here's the quote, and it's the simple, easy, all you have to do to follow in order to manifest. Obviously, in specific situations, it gets more difficult, quote unquote. It's not difficult, but we feel as if it's difficult because of our certain assumptions. But here it is. So Neville Goddard said, if you are dissatisfied with your present expression in life, the only way to change it is to take your attention away from that which seems so real to you and rise in consciousness to that which you desire to be. You cannot serve two masters. Therefore, to take your attention from one state of consciousness and place it upon another is to die to one and to live to the other. So it really is as easy as just thinking and being someone else. Like, think about the concept of serving two masters. Now, I'll give you a really, really cool metaphor that everyone in this video, you included, can use to think about this concept of a state. Because really, it really is a shifting states, right? You can't serve two masters. You can't be in poverty and wealthy. You can't be single and in a relationship. You can't be hungry and full all at the same time, right? You have to pick one state or the other, right? And so I want you to think about it in the way that I guess we'll dive into how you're feeling right now. So maybe it feels like we are something and we need to change into something else, right? That's what we perceive our state to be, right? We are, again, one thing and we need to change into something else. But that's not the case at all, right? We are not attempting to change ourselves. We are expressing something different. And then so when we think about it in that way, all of your previous worries, thoughts, past, none of that matters, right? Because we are only expressing a state. So you're either being single or being in a relationship, and that's what you're reflecting outside of you. That's why every single person in this video is going to be manifesting their specific person. Just think about that for a moment. And I think I talked about this a long time ago, but I haven't fully watched Star Wars, so if you're a Star Wars fan, correct this quote. It's like Yoda says something to Luke when he's basically trying something. He's like, you either do or you don't, there is no try. And that has a lot of aspect when it comes to manifesting. So if you say, I'm trying to manifest, that means that we're not in the state, which is okay, right? It doesn't matter, right? But we have to realize there is no trying, there is only doing. We're only expressing the state. But the metaphor I want you to think about it as, and this is going to completely change the game when you think about states, is I want you to think about it like changing the channel, like boop, or I don't know why that's the sound of changing the channel, but or like maybe scrolling on TikTok, right? If you see a channel on television that you don't like or you want something different, what do? You click, you boop, right? You go to the next channel, you change it, you alter it. If you're on TikTok, you swipe it to the next one. Is there any point in time that you feel as if you have to turn this channel, you have to change it as it is into something else? So if it's a cooking show, you have to somehow make all of these, and you want to watch a horror film or something, you have to turn or make these people on this cooking show act in a different way. And you would say, no, Kyle, that's absolutely bizarre, right? We wouldn't think that way at all. So then why do we think that about the states of our specific person and in our manifestation, right? We feel we are something, we have to change it to something else, meaning that we have to be who we are and change them into something else rather than thinking about it as a different state entirely. In the same way of the channel, right? We're changing the channel, we're not changing the channel, right? So we're not turning a cooking show into an action or a horror film, we're literally just switching the channel entirely. And if we can think about states like that, it again is so much easier, right? So you're not someone who has this long, deep past that you need to change or you need to get over. No, that's just the channel you're on. And you could just as easily switch the channel and do, think, believe, be someone else. And it has nothing to do. Each channel has nothing to do with the other channel, right? You could be someone who is loved, be someone who's in a relationship. And it really has nothing in effect to that previous state or that previous channel, if that makes sense. Because like I mentioned, our normal reaction to this of like a state change is, yeah, but how do I fix myself, right? What did I write in my notes? So like, or it's so hard to change. But who said you need to fix yourself? Who told you that? Who told you that, again, at this channel, that you have to alter it? Why not switch the channel? Who said you have to change or alter or feel better about the past? The past is the past, and you are not who you were a month ago, a year ago, 10 years ago when you were born, right? You have changed and become someone different. Does it ever feel like you have to change what you did as a baby or what you did 10 years ago or 5 years ago? Is any of that impacting what we're doing right now without our conscious effort? And you're going to say, well, no, right? We are just picking to either continue a state, redo those sorts of things, or not. And so that's how we're thinking. You don't have to fix yourself. There's nothing to fix. You're perfect, right? You can express anything you want right here and right now. There's literally nothing stopping you from doing that, right? It's only ourselves. And I know the past does seem difficult. It does seem hard if we look at the remote of our TV and we're thinking, yeah, but it's just like so easy to just switch the channel. It can't be that easy. It is that easy, right? And that's why, again, I know I don't even have to know anyone's situation. I know for a fact, if you're watching this video, you are going to manifest your specific person. Like, I know that for a fact, because this idea of it being simple can be something that changes your entire viewpoint. Again, are we trying to change the channel or are we trying to change the channel? Hopefully, you're knowing exactly what I mean by that. But then another thing is too, with this aspect of change, because we are so ingrained into who we feel we were before, we feel as if we are someplace and we need to go someplace else, right? We are something, like I am single. That's what we might be thinking. And we need to change or go someplace else. But then this also instigates the question that I've been asked a lot, and I'll address it right here, is do I have to keep affirming, keep visualizing, keep journaling once I'm with my specific person? Is this something I have to do forever? And so I want you to think about it this way. That is only the voice and statement of someone who feels like they are single and needs to be in a relationship. Do you affirm for things in your reality as you are right now? Do you affirm for your name? Do you affirm for your house, your address, your clothes, your necklace? I don't know. Do you affirm for those things? You might have at one point, but now you no longer do because these things are an aspect of your reality, right? You feel they are now permanent of your reality. And A Course in Miracles said it perfectly in that when we think of, do I have to continue working once I'm in my end state? No. If you cut your hand, if I cut my hand on the TV remote and it healed, do I need to keep healing? You would say, well, no, right? It's done. That's it. In the same way that I don't think you've ever affirmed for your name, have you? Right? It's all a state of being, and that's who you are. And so the only reason that we would need to heal again is if we cut ourselves again, right? That's the only time we need to then heal. Because when we affirm, when we visualize, when we journal, because it is, again, it's way simpler than you could ever imagine. Because it's so simple, those things become our natural thoughts, our natural ideas, and our natural beliefs. So when you start to affirm, I am loved, and you feel it, your mind automatically just creates ideas, concepts, and beliefs that align with that. And then that's your state, right? When you're watching a TV show, it feels like you're kind of locked into that. And unless you change the channel, you're in that state on that channel, watching the cooking show or whatever it is, right? And until we make an effort to change it, then we're in that. Sometimes it feels like we are on like shuffle, right? So we feel like we're shuffling through the channels sometimes, not necessarily picking. But now that you've seen this video and you know my channel, you can consciously pick whatever it is that you want. So I really want you to keep in mind, there's no place to go. There's no place to get to. You don't have to change. You don't have to alter. You don't have to become something different. Well, like internally, we will become something different, but truly, that is also technically a metaphor. You can be happy, you can feel abundant, you can feel in a relationship right now. What's kind of the difference? And an easy way to think about the end state, because also some people have this really grandeur idea of the wish fulfilled. Think, oh my gosh, this is something so difficult, so hard, so crazy. People talk about it all the time. It's way more simple than you could ever imagine. And I'll even explain it. So I'm gonna give you the key and basically the idea of what the wish fulfilled is. And then again, you can jump into it. Just change the channel. Just give your little boop. Take your booper and boop the thing. Okay, we're getting out of hand with this. But anyway, so just change the channel. Okay, but here is the total encompassment of what it would be to live in the wish fulfilled. And I can give it to you right here and right now. And this is the whole point of affirmations. This is the whole point of journaling. This is the whole point of visualizations, okay? So what you want to do is imagine right now if your higher self or your higher state or your God state or whatever you want to call it, God, anyone, came down to you, someone that you would believe, came down to you and said, I know you have been wanting this perfect relationship, and you will, in 7 days' time, in 1 week, you will be with your specific person. You don't have to worry about how, you don't have to worry about when, you don't even have to lift a finger anymore because I'm going to do it for you. So this entity, this genie, this higher self, this God state comes and says that to you. Or you can think about it in a way that might be a little bit more helpful. Imagine a genie comes in and says, I'll grant you any wish you want, but it takes 7 days for the wish to come. And you go, I wish to be with my specific person or married or in a relationship, whatever it is that you want. So you know for a fact that is happening in 7 days. How do you feel right now? Okay? How do you feel at this moment, knowing in 7 days, whatever you're worried about, whatever's happening, if there's a third party, if there's circumstances, whatever you were worried about will guaranteed be gone and replaced with the perfect relationship in 7 days, and you don't have to lift a finger, right? How do you feel right now? You're probably thinking relieved, relaxed, happy, abundant, like you can finally feel happy, right? Knowing that it's already here. It's already done. You don't have to do anything else. It's on its way, right? That's what you just experienced right there at this point in time, thinking and believing that. That's the wish fulfilled. knowing you don't have to do anything. There's nothing extra to get you there. It's done. There's no worries. There's no circumstances in your way. You already have it. That's the wish fulfilled. Okay? And so anytime you begin to think or worry, and again, it's not anything crazy, right? Like you might be really, really happy, maybe giddy, like abundant, but you're just going to go throughout these 7 days so naturally relaxed. And so all of your thoughts are going to instantly start aligning with that. People ask you, are you in a relationship? You go, yeah, absolutely. I'm in the best relationship ever. Or are you married? You're going to say, yes, I am. Instantly, without ever thinking about it. If your friends or family, if you're manifesting maybe your ex and your friends and family ask about it, you're going to be, yes, we're together. And maybe they have something not so positive to say, but it doesn't matter, right? Because you're together, you're with them. It's already happened. You know for a fact that it is occurring. And so how would you feel if that was the case? That is the wish fulfilled. And again, knowing that and understanding just how simple manifestation is and how it truly is your reality. You don't have to do anything crazy, right? Just like the genie granting your wish, as soon as you are in the state, in the feeling, you're good to go. Now, again, there are things to help us get that way, like the concept of feeling that state can be visualizations, affirmations, journaling prompts, things like that. But other than that, you don't need to do anything, right? Because technically, techniques don't do anything, right? They're just to help you get into the state. And so it's your power that's being amplified through the techniques. So keep that in mind every single step of the way. Because again, I'm making sure every single person watching this video is going to manifest their specific person, okay? So I know for a fact, you watching this, understanding how simple it is, and now knowing exactly how easy the wish fulfilled state is to get into, you're going to be perfectly fine. You don't have to worry. It's basically set in stone, whatever amount of time, whatever you want, it's already done. Okay. If you did have any questions on this, just remember to leave them in the comment section below. Remember also, you can reach out to me if you wanted to send me a personal message at kyleaugustcoaching.com. Also, I just made an announcement for my members. So I know everyone was like, someone commented they would like me to comment to more like member replies. So I'm absolutely going to be starting to do that. Going to set some specific time to comment, answer questions. But thanks again so much for stopping by today. Hopefully this really opened up this idea because now you've watched this video, so you know for a fact that you must be and have your specific person. So I can't wait to see you again, and I'll see you actually in the next video tomorrow. Be sure to give a thumbs up on this video if you know for a fact that you're one of the people who are manifesting no matter what, and then don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any of my other videos. But I'll see you next time.